Implementation overview video for the Noticing Nature, a social, emotional, and mental health outdoor wellbeing intervention. How we help you to set up the evaluation. The first thing we ask you to do is identify a group of target learners. This is either in Key Stage 1 or Key Stage 2, depending on the trial that you've selected. You'll then complete the pre-test assessment measure, which will also generate a total difficulty score. You'll then input this into the What Work Teaches platform, which will randomly allocate your learners into an intervention or comparison group. The intervention, we'll use this for the next 3 weeks. The comparison will continue as normal. And then both groups, you will complete the assessment measure again, which will give you a total difficulty score, which you input into the What Work Teaches platform. It will then generate an impact report to show you how the intervention has worked in your school. If it shows promise, you can then open it up to the comparison group. So let's look at this from a step-by-step planning approach. Step 1. Download the protocol and read the assessment guidance document. Step 2. Identify a group of target learners to participate in the evaluation. Step 3. Complete the pre-assessment measure with all the learners. This will generate a total difficulty score for each learner, and then you'll input this into the pre-test on the trial wizard. Step 4. Using the trial wizard on the What Work Teaches platform, randomly assign the learners to the intervention and comparator group. This is done for you. You just need to record this on your Excel tracker. Step 5. For the intervention group, deliver the targeted intervention. The comparison group will continue with business as usual for the duration of the trial. And step 6. Complete the post-assessment measure, which is the same as the pre, but it's on a separate spreadsheet to both the intervention and comparison group. Record the marks in the Excel tracker, and then input this into the post-test on the trial wizard. You'll then complete a short protest evaluation and then click Analyze to generate an impact report. So the intervention. The Noticing Nature intervention focuses on either Key Stage 1 or Key Stage 2 pupils. The intervention is daily and delivered in small groups, and each session will take approximately 25 to 30 minutes. Key considerations. Logistical issues need to be considered before using a social, emotional, mental health program as an intervention, such as is a suitable location outside for this to be delivered? Delivery, will this be led by a teacher or a TA? And the resources. You will find in the resource folders all of the resources that have been explained in the intervention video. Just make sure this is downloaded and you have the activities that are ready. So logistical barriers are common in intervention in schools, so it's just important to consider these prior to starting. So the assessment, the outcome measure is attainment as defined by the pre-post assessment. The assessment is marked out of 40 and is the same for both the pre and the post. As both the comparison and intervention groups receive the same assessment, familiarity with this should not affect the effect size, should not bias it. So what you will find in the resource folder is a help sheet just to help you get familiar with the questionnaire that you have to complete. So this is an SDQ, which is the Strengths and Difficulties Questionnaire, and it is widely used validated screening tool for children aged 4 to 17. So it provides a balanced picture of children's social, emotional, and mental health by measuring both the strengths and the difficulties across 5 subscales. So it's important to base your responses on the child's behaviour over the last 6 months or this school year so far when you complete the pre-assessment task, and this gives you an accurate measure of the child. It contains 5 subscales, which is 25 items across each of these. And then when we calculate the total difficulty score, we don't include the bottom subscale. So the total score is out of 40. So how to complete and submit. We have put this into a spreadsheet, which I will explain how this works. Some of the items are positively scored and some are negatively, so this is why we've put this into the subscale. And all you have to literally do is for each of the items, just literally click not true, somewhat true, or certainly true, and the spreadsheet will do the rest for you. So open up the pretest spreadsheet. So you need to enter your pupil's name into each of the rows. So we've got student 1, student 2, student 3, which is the anonymized ID. If you do need extra, please just add them. This spreadsheet stays in your school. So on the What Work Teachers platform, we don't take any learner details. You need to work through all of the 25 DQ items for each pupil. The spreadsheet automatically creates a score, which I will talk you through where this is, which is a total difficulty score. This then becomes your pre-test measure. So once you've done this for all of your pupils, you can then enter this into the What Work Teachers platform. So I'll just go through what this looks like. So in the tracking spreadsheet, you will have a pre-test and post-test measure. So the first one you open up is your pre-test, and I've just completed student 1 just as an example. You put your student name in. This will be blank. Then you quickly go through and you basically click either certainly true, not true, or somewhat true for each of these. And this is on your input. So for each pupil, you work your way along. You will then have an output measure. Is once that's done, you will then have the scores for each of these and then your total score, which is 25. Once you've completed the pre-assessment for all of your students, you then go on the What Work Teachers platform, you input in the total score, it will then randomly allocate to intervention or control, and then you just record this on your spreadsheet. So who's in the intervention and control. And that's it. That's how you complete your assessment. The next thing to do is when it comes to the post assessment, you start the post assessment spreadsheet. Okay, so you don't delete anything from your pre, you just start a separate spreadsheet. And one thing that we are asking you to do is because this is a pilot and we are testing this assessment measure, if it is possible to share an anonymized spreadsheet for your school. So is where you remove your student names. What we will try to do is we'll try to see how the intervention has worked potentially across each of these different areas. So this is just an additional analysis that we are asking schools, for at least for the pilot, if it is possible just to share with What Worked Education the anonymized spreadsheets. We will look at doing some additional analysis. So that's it. So the next steps, that's everything you need to know to get started with the intervention. The next step is to download your research protocol, your resource folder, and then start your trial wizard.